The Manitoba Nurses Union says it was shocked at the number of weapons being detected at HSC. More than 1,500 weapons identified using new AI tech at the doors of Winnipeg's Health Sciences Centre. So this happened over an 8-month period in 2025 through weapon detection scanners, as I mentioned. The report that talks about this found that 1,546 weapons were detected, 332 discovered at Children's Hospital Emergency Department. These numbers were revealed through a Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act that was made by Radio-Canada. Peter Evans is the CEO of Extract One Technologies. That's the company that is overseeing the new detection scanners at HSC.
So the sensors are looking for the characteristics of the items that are going through. The AI software is matching that to our known weapons. Items like this knife here, for example, right? Or this box cutter here is another example. We can discern those items, things that you don't want in a hospital. And we can let people who just have a cell phone or a watch or wallet walk on through.
So that was Extract One Technology CEO Peter Evans talking about how the technology works. The detection scanners were put in place after concerns were raised about violence in Winnipeg hospitals. The province did not tell us what type of weapons specifically were detected in this report or how many may have been items like tools or nail files. Darlene Jackson is head of the Manitoba Nurses Union, and she's with us via Zoom. Hi there.
Hi there.
So your reaction to this?
I'm not surprised, Marcy. Nurses in the ERs in this city have been telling me for a very long time that weapons are coming in. They're confiscating weapons prior to the AI scanners on a regular basis. It's actually frightening to see some of those weapons that have come in, and that staff and other individuals are at risk with someone carrying those weapons. So I'm not surprised that those have been confiscated.
Tell me a little bit about what you understand about this in terms of what types of weapons that nurses have been telling you they're seeing in Manitoba hospitals over the years.
Well, they're seeing everything from guns to knives, etc., machetes, things like that. But they're also seeing a lot of almost homemade weapons where a screwdriver has been sharpened so it could be utilized to stab someone. Lots and lots of knives and other weapons.
I want to ask about the statistic that came out about the Children's Emergency Department. The report saying 332 of the weapons detected there. What are your thoughts on that specifically?
Well, I think it's fairly frightening that those type of weapons are coming into a Children's Emergency Department. That is frightening. Although I have heard from nurses in the ER department that there is definitely an increase in weapons and an increase in violence towards staff in that facility. So that alone is not surprising. However, it is it's worrying that those things are coming into a children's hospital.
Are you aware of specifically what type of weapons were found? As we mentioned, we have had some information from the province, obviously, through our FIPA report, but we weren't told specifics about the types or how many might have been, as I mentioned, things like tools or nail files.
No, I was not made aware of that, but I can imagine that, the trend is a lot of knives are coming in. There are guns coming in. I know that nurses at the facility and at HSC Adult Emergency have told me that people are coming in with machetes down the leg of their pants, and they're only been discovered when the patient has to be undressed for treatment or etc. If they come in unconscious, they'll often find something down the leg of their pants or in their waistband.
So what happens when a weapon is found in a hospital? Is it seized? What is happening?
Well, I think what happens is now there's amnesty lockers at Health Sciences Centre, and also St. B has just installed them. So that gives individuals an opportunity to put their weapons in an amnesty locker and retrieve them when they leave the facility. However, if they choose not to do that, then when they go through the AI scanner, I believe those weapons are seized.
What are your thoughts on the AI technology overall? Is it something that would help hospitals, for example, get off the gray list to make staff feel safer, where you felt the need to gray list hospitals due to a threat of violence?
I certainly think AI scanners would be helpful with that, but there are a myriad of safety issues that hospitals need to address in order to lift gray listing. So, we're in the process with Health Sciences Center right now of trying to hammer out some details on having a memo of understanding or a letter of understanding that I understand you can't do everything right now, but nurses are worried that promises will be made that won't be fulfilled, or that we will see once the gray listing is lifted, we'll start to see things been taken away, like AI scanners been moved out, ISO has been moved out, the police at HSC emergency been taken away. So what we're looking for is a guarantee in written that those things are going to remain for the long term, and that any promises that are made must have a date on them. We need to know a timeline of when they're going to be done.
And just last, what are you looking for over at St. Boniface?
Well, I think we're looking at very similar things at St. Boniface as we are at Thompson and HSC when it comes to safety. We're looking for AI scanners, we're looking for ISOs, we're looking for a lockdown of entrances, some surveillance in their tunnel, etc. But St. Boniface, we've also pulled in, because of talking to nurses, we've also pulled in a lot of patient safety issues, and nurse-patient ratios have been pulled into St. Boniface, because speaking to nurses in the ER, it's impossible to ensure patient safety when you're dealing with 70 or 80 individuals in your department, up to 115 on days when your apartment only holds 61 patients.
Do you have a date yet, just as a last question here, for the grey listing vote on St. B?
The grey listing vote actually begins this morning at 8 o'clock and finishes tomorrow at noon. And we're just finishing up our webinars and our question and answer periods with members today.
All right. Thank you for your time, Darlene Jackson.
Thank you very much.
Darlene Jackson is president of the Manitoba Nurses Union. Now, the province is expected to release more information at a news conference later this morning about the weapons issues we were talking about, the numbers. In a statement to Radio-Canada, Manitoba's Health Minister Uzoma Asseguera said in part, quote, "While any weapon appearing in a hospital setting is concerning, these numbers also demonstrate that proactive safety measures are working, identifying risks earlier and helping protect patients and frontline staff. The introduction of AI-enabled weapons detection technology is part of a broader strategy that includes expanding institutional safety officers, strengthening monitored access points, improving emergency communication tools, and introducing practical measures like amnesty lockers that were mentioned there in our interview that reduce risk while maintaining respectful and welcoming care environments," end quote. If you want to read more about the story, you can go to our website, and certainly we'll report on the grey list vote on St. B that is set to begin this morning.